Hey everybody, it's your pal Mike Zombie, and this week we're going to talk about Zombie Creeping Flesh from 1980, or you can find it on IMDb as Virus, or as Hell of the Living Dead from 1980. All three of these titles are the same shitty movie. As the title opened, I'm looking at a bunch of Italian names, and I'm like, okay, it's an Italian zombie movie, cool. And it's cycling through, the cast and the people. Suddenly it says soundtrack by Goblin. And I'm like, yes, this will be great. I love Goblin. They, of course, provided the soundtrack for Dawn of the Dead, so this should be really good. It looks like a 1980 movie, They're at a power plant and everything's going wrong and there's some kind of meltdown going on and people are turning into zombies. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. And I'm watching. Suddenly, for no reason whatsoever, we cut to the American Embassy. Rebels are holding, I guess, the staff there hostage, and they want their demands that these power plants all be shut off because something's happening. I'm starting to get the feeling of familiarity creeping up. And suddenly, this building is surrounded by police, and they've got their megaphones out, and they're all holding their guns, and the SWAT team shows up, and they're all wearing the blue, dark uniforms. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's awesome. This scene is pretty much from Dawn of the Dead. I'm like, okay, interesting. Well, that's kind of weird. And then the SWAT team is starting to storm the building. My head's bopping up and down because they're playing the exact same music from Dawn of the Dead. Remember in Dawn of the Dead when Roger and them they're all running cart with the keys to the J.C. Penney's, and they're ducking around zombies and kicking some ass, and he's got a blowtorch. That music is going on. It's also playing in this film, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm hearing Dawn of the Dead. This movie stole several songs directly. Not we changed it, we modified it. No, they fucking stole several songs from Dawn of the Dead and put it in the soundtrack. So I was immediately annoyed. And then I'm watching this scene going, this is like, they're trying to make this look like the SWAT team. This is where we, meet Peter and Wooly and shit. Changed it up a bit, but it was the exact same feel, the exact same setup. So I was annoyed at this movie right away. As I'm sure you know, Dawn of the Dead's my favorite zombie film of all time. And this shitty-ass copycat movie really annoyed me. So now I can't even enjoy this film because I'm simply watching it looking for connections to George Romero's work. Oh, and sure enough, there's another. Because after this pointless scene at the embassy, that really had no point other than to show how cool and daring and the SWAT team was. And they weren't. They were just firing wildly and stupidly and doing these poses when they aim their guns. Really annoyed me. Would have honestly annoyed me in any film. For no reason, that SWAT team got bored, hijacked a Jeep, and went somewhere, and they're trying to radio back, and now they seem to be on some fucking island in New Guinea. I don't know what the fuck happened. And sure enough, there's a car that rolls up to an abandoned, it looks like I don't know, kind of like a school or something. There's a whole bunch of buildings. It's all abandoned, and they roll up. What do you know? It's the angry white guy who's an asshole arguing with his wife because their child's been bitten by a zombie. Okay, well, hello, Cooper and Night of the Living Dead. I don't know. This movie was just a fucking ripoff. To be honest with you, I can't say the full movie was a ripoff because I fucking fell asleep about 35 minutes in. Woke up intermittently throughout the rest of the film. And at the end, I woke up and I'm like, what the... The funny thing was, the building they were in when I fell asleep looked suspiciously like the same building that they were in when I woke up at the end for the last time, but just with new people that I'd not seen before getting killed. So I kind of skipped back and looked through. I wasn't going to rewatch it all. I shouldn't have watched this copycat film the first time. They tried to, I don't know. It's almost as if, this came out 2 years after Dawn of the Dead. I think they kind of wanted to grab on to Dawn of the Dead. I don't know whose blessings were thrown out on this film, but when they took it out of the city and put it out in the sticks, it just stopped making sense for me, which is why Nat made a lot more sense. I'd like to tell you that I watched it start to finish. I didn't. I absolutely didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. I was pissed off enough that I'd seen them rip off two of my favorite zombie. You know what? And I don't care if you want to share themes because sure, we're all sharing the zombie theme. But when you're just blatantly taking songs from a soundtrack, I mean, that I and that's the thing. I recognize these soundtracks by sound. You play a song from, especially Dawn of the Dead, I can tell you what they're doing. I can tell you what's on the screen, and I'm in the other room, and I can tell you. So when this went off, I just went. I would have liked to have seen my face through my office window from the building across from me. You would have just seen me squinting and mouthing, "What the fuck?" I don't know what they were doing, but they were. It's like they were trying to capture familiar themes from Dawn of the Dead, with the way they framed some of this stuff, and then of course kind of bring in the music that we won't recognize. So anyway, I would say feel free to miss. You know what? No. I want you to watch either Virus or Hell of the Living Dead or Zombie Flesh, whatever that. I would encourage you to watch this freshly after having watched Dawn of the Dead, so the music's in your head and the themes are there. That might make it funny. If you can hang on for like more than 40 minutes, let me know if I missed anything interesting, because skipping back through it doesn't appear that I did. Don't think I hated this simply because I liked last week so much. This was just a rip-off, and I don't like that. All right, bye.